Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist wants others to see you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist usually paints a picture of how they want you to be portrayed, and they will share this with anybody in your support system or even complete strangers. The narcissist administers the smear campaign to disrupt you, your relationships, and anybody that matters to you. However, not everything instills the smear campaign. So also, the narcissist will plant seeds of doubt. They will plant seeds of mystery, seeds of if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, seeds if you are a good parent, seeds if you are a hardworking person, seeds if you are participating in hobbies, etc. You see, what the narcissist wants to do is they want to take a person and they want to mold them into what they want. It's as if you were a piece of clay or putty and the narcissist was forming you into whatever they wanted you to be. But what the narcissist wants people to think about you, when the dust has settled and you look back at the narcissistic relationship that you were a part of, or perhaps you still are a part of it right now, you will see that the narcissist was planting so many seeds with your immediate family members, with your kids, with your colleagues, your coworkers, with your best friends, with people you worked with. The narcissist wanted and still wants to drive wedges between anything that matters to their targets and themselves. That is why many times you will be communicating when you were in the relationship, you would be communicating, let's say, with the next door neighbor, and you knew the person as an acquaintance, and you'd say, hey, how's it going? And they'd tell you, hey, what's going on? And then a couple months down the road, you would say the same thing, hey, neighbor, how are you? And they would just look at you like something was wrong with you. Well, back then you didn't know what you know now, but now you understand that there is a very high likelihood that the narcissist got to your neighbor and they told untruths about you or flat out lies. Maybe they said that you were staying out late or you were cheating on them or that you had certain addictions or certain problems. This is what the narcissist does. They want to paint a picture of people while they're in the relationship and even when they are out of the relationship to fool and manipulate unsuspecting people, people that don't know the narcissist is a narcissist. So let's jump into the flying monkeys for a moment. The flying monkey, what they are people who are surrounding themselves with the narcissist, or vice versa. The narcissist surrounds themselves with the flying monkeys, and the flying monkeys are drinking the Kool-Aid. They don't realize that they also are being manipulated. But what the flying monkeys do many times is not only do they spy on people, the target or you, but they also will administer part of the smear campaign or be testing you when you're in the relationship. Example, let's say that the best friend of the narcissist that you married, as an example, maybe you were talking with them when you were in the relationship and they would ask you a few questions, kind of sniffing around to see how you would answer. And you would be scratching your head saying, why are you asking that? I don't quite get it. But you would answer because you didn't know that you married a narcissist. But what would happen? They would tell the narcissist what you told them in that private conversation. That's what the flying monkeys do. They report back to the narcissist. But again, what the narcissist doesn't realize, or what the flying monkey doesn't realize, is that they are being played as well. And the further you get away from these narcissistic relationships, the more the dust settles, the more the smoke has lifted, the fog has cleared, and you see people for exactly who they are. And one person you have identified is the narcissist, and they were painting a very different picture to anybody that knew you than as to who you really were. So again, let's say that you had kids. Okay, well, were you raising the kids? Yeah, you probably did an excellent job. I'm sure you did. And you were in that relationship with the narcissist, giving to a fault, doing everything I talk about on the channel. Well, what would the narcissist be saying? No, that you're not a good parent and that you're too strict or you're not strict enough, or you allow them to do this or you don't allow them. You see, the narcissist was always competing with you. They were always in competition and you didn't know it back then. But what they were doing is they were telling people false narratives about you, about everything. Example, when you would be with the narcissist, maybe it was a friend and you confided in them and told them what was going on in a different part of your life. Maybe you had some concerns at work and you would tell the friend who turned out to be a narcissist these things. Well, what would they do? They would take that information and they would tell other friends or your immediate family members what's going on. And the next thing you know, there is disruption and drama and confusion and chaos abound, because the narcissist will paint any words you shared with them any way they want to. But what they will be trying to do is they're going to try to portray you not for your authentic and genuine self. They're trying to put you in a box and make you the bad guy. Think about this one. When the relationship ended, let's say, however it ended, many times you figured out quickly that you did not have a support system, that all the people that were there allegedly during that relationship, they all scattered like cockroaches in the kitchen at midnight when you turn the light switch on. Why did they do that? Because they were drinking the Kool-Aid, most of them. Others are toxic themselves, you just didn't figure it out yet. And the third part is maybe those people were flying monkeys and they were enablers to the narcissist, and they were listening to what the narcissist was telling them about you. This is why the narcissistic relationship, it's set up perfectly by the narcissist until you get the wisdom, because the narcissist always plays by the same playbook. They do the love bomb / euphoric stage, the devaluation stage, the ending of the relationship, and then a Hoover. There is no originality to the narcissist. The only thing that really changes with the narcissist is A, the mask they wear, and B, the people they surround themselves with. Because to the narcissist, everybody's interchangeable. Their spouses are, their romantic relationships are, their relationships with their friends and colleagues, etc., their jobs, their businesses. The narcissist wants to take, and when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. And what they wanted to do was have that perfectly planned discard set up so they would tell the people that were in your proximity or your support system what you were doing or what you weren't doing. But what the narcissist wasn't doing is they weren't being honest or genuine. They weren't telling the truth, that they were the toxic person, that they were the person that was administering the smear campaign, that they were the person who was gaslighting everybody, that they were the person who was triangulating anybody that moved. You see, the narcissist at their core, they're shallow, they're hollow, they're bullies and cowards. There's nothing to these people. There's no originality whatsoever. They usually have the loudest voice in the room, and they usually bully people into submission. That is why so frequently the narcissist wants people to be reliant upon them, specifically financially or for a house or for a job. Because then if these people that are reliant upon the narcissist for their job or house or money, if they don't do or fall into line the way the narcissist wants them to do things, then the narcissist can fire them or remove them from the house or not provide financial assistance, etc. This is what the narcissist does. They manipulate everybody they encounter, including their own children, including their parents. That is why so often you will hear that the parents of a narcissist, many times the child of the narcissist, the parents will raise a kid, and the parents think they did a great job with their child. But what happens then? Then that child falls prey to a narcissistic relationship. They drink the Kool-Aid from their potential spouse or their friend, whoever it is. Usually it's a spouse or a romantic interest, but not always. And then they get isolated from their parents, and their parents are scratching their heads saying, what's going on? We did a great job. We put so-and-so through university. They were on the path. They were doing so great. They had an excellent upbringing. What happened? Well, what happened is that person, your child or grandchild, what they did is they were not strong enough. They fell into the narcissistic relationship. They weren't taught this in school, so they didn't know what was going on, and they were believing in the person that perhaps they fell in love with or were in a relationship with, that they had their best interest at heart. That is not the case at all. These people, the spouse of your son or daughter, as an example, they're manipulating your son or daughter. They're isolating them away from you. They many times will not allow you to see their kids or the grandkids. And the narcissist needs people to be isolated. They need to paint the narrative however they want to. And they need the target, which at one point was you, and it certainly was me. They need the target to believe in the mask, to believe that that person has their best interest at heart. And when you are in the narcissistic fog and you're in it deep and you don't have a support system, meaning you're isolated from your parents, you're isolated from your siblings, your friends won't have anything to do with you any longer because you've changed. You're going to work day in and day out, literally making money or earning money, and you're coming home to one person, and that one person turns out to be the narcissist. That is a very, very vulnerable position to be in. But this is what the narcissist does. This is what they're doing right now. Each and every minute as I create this video and you're consuming it, there is a person entering a toxic narcissistic relationship, and there's a person exiting it. Also, there are people developing and creating and getting ready to execute their exit plan to remove themselves from the relationship. And the reason why these three things are going on is because the cycle must go on. Now, I wish the cycle would stop. I sincerely wish it would be eradicated, but it's not going to be anytime soon. That's why we need to raise awareness. We need to become educated and empowered, awakened and aware, and understand that we are the priority, that we come first, second, and third. But when you were in that relationship, many times you would be at an event, or you would be at a wedding or some kind of ceremony, and you would be connecting with friends that you've known for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. and you would be talking with them, and they would be saying things like this: hey, how's everything going? Is everything good with you? Or are you doing okay? And you'd be like, why are you asking me that? I don't get it. I'm fine, everything's good. Well, what you didn't realize is that person was probably talking to your spouse, or their spouse was talking to your spouse, and they were talking about you, saying that you're unstable, you need help, there's a lot of problems going on within you. What really is going on is the narcissist is projecting all of their toxicity onto you, but they're telling other people to drink the Kool-Aid and believe what they're telling them. That is why these narcissistic relationships are so dangerous. They are absolutely some of the most traumatizing, dangerous, debilitating experiences you will ever go through on the planet. Now, again, I'm not trying to trigger you or upset you. I broke the cycle. If I did it, you can do it. Believe me when I tell you, you will have to be full of resilience, of fortitude, strength, courage, commitment, education, empowerment, and direction, but you will do it. Because all of the people that were listening to the false narrative of the narcissist, in other words, all the people that the narcissist was telling how they wanted them to see you, all those people, they were played. Every one of them. And I can prove it right now. When your relationship ended, did anybody check in on you or knock on your door or give you a phone call or a text and say, hey, I heard you're going through some tough times. I heard about the ending of the friendship or ending of the relationship or ending of the marriage, etc. Are you good? Well, those people are really few and far between. But those people that did check in on you, if there were any, first of all, you're fortunate. But second of all, if they did, most likely they're good, rock solid, stable people that saw behind the mask and that knew that something was off with you and that partner of yours, whoever that, or friend, whoever it was. But again, most people are drinking the secret sauce of the narcissist, i.e. they're believing in the false narrative of the narcissist. Again, imagine this, and I share this example frequently. Imagine that you are running this will be a new example. Imagine you're running a race. It's a 1 mile race. You have to walk around the track or run around the track as fast as you can. And it's a 2-person race, you against the narcissist. Well, the narcissist already has a 1/4 mile head start on you because they know, this is when you met them, because they know what they are. They know who they are and they know what they're gonna do to you. So it is always advantage narcissists until when? Until you get the wisdom. You figure out what narcissism is and how it affected you for a period of time. And you finally get that light bulb moment. And then you go down the rabbit hole of exploration and education and you really do the deep dive on narcissism. That's when you learn the glossary, definitions, and the terms in the narcissistic abusive cycle. That's when you go no contact and you block these people, etc. But that advantage to the narcissist, it was always advantage narcissist from the minute you met them until you figured it out. And when you figure it out, then you become like the fastest runner in the world and you sprint around that track and you cross the finish line, which means you block them and you go no contact, etc. You see, you were in a competition with somebody who proclaimed that they loved you or cared about you. That person was envious of you and jealous of you and at times probably wanted to be you. And they were so weak and shallow and they were so envious of you that they had to use a smear campaign or to plant seeds of doubt about you and your stability, or plant seeds of doubt about you and what you're doing and your health and everything about you. They had to inflict as much of the devastation and destruction around you to you. And the reason they did that is because they are not honest or authentic people. There's no substance to them. They don't do the honorable thing. They don't know how to be honorable. What they do know how to do is to take as much as they possibly can from people and then crumble them up like a sheet of paper and throw them away in the freeway and get a new supply and insert that person. That's what the narcissist does. That is why they were painting a false narrative about you to so many people. And it wasn't just your friends or your family members or business associates. It could have been your people in the neighborhood or communities or religious organizations. The narcissist needs to isolate people. It's divide and conquer. And what they want to do is find a target who is vulnerable, who doesn't know about narcissism, or who hasn't broken the trauma bond, and they want to inflict as much of their devastation and toxicity into them as they possibly can. And keep this in mind also before I close the video. The narcissist never thought you would see behind the mask. The narcissist never thought you would figure them out. The narcissist never thought you would heal. The narcissist never, ever in a million years thought you would block them and go no contact and be strong enough. The narcissist also never thought you would be strong enough to kick them off of, to get them out of your proximity. Example, if they are living on your property, to give them the boot. If they are counting on you to give them money, you cut it off. The narcissist does not deserve to see you, hear about you, or know anything about you, because the narcissist has inflicted so much damage to this point, it is not ever going to improve. It's not going to change. The narcissist won't miraculously tomorrow morning wake up and say, oh my gosh, I've blown up so many lives, I want to change, I want to be better. No, they're not going to do that. They may fake it, but they don't mean it, because there is no honesty within them. All they want to do is continue to keep people stuck and trapped in the loop. So what the narcissist was telling, how narcissists wanted others to see you, they wanted to see you the exact opposite the way you were. They didn't want people to look at you as a kind, stable, healthy pillar of the community, as a fun, loving parent, as a energetic and jovial human being. That's why many times, and this, I will close the video after this one, think about when you would go to an event. Usually, or many times, the narcissist would have what I call an intentional argument. They would blow up the evening before you even left to get in the car to go to attend whatever event that would be, or they would blow up holidays, etc. But the intentional argument, why they did that, was so that you looked like you were not having a good time when you, let's say it was a wedding, when you went to the wedding, because you were so confused because they just blew up your pre-wedding day because the narcissist had an intentional argument. And what did the narcissist do? They got supply from that. So when you two attended the event, first of all, the narcissist was probably walking 30 feet in front of you because they want to appear single. But second of all, they were beaming and grinning and smirking from ear to ear because they were getting supply from your misery, and they knew that you wouldn't enjoy that event or wedding. That was on purpose. It was by design. It was to paint you in a bad light, like you're not a good person, you're always miserable, or you can't have fun, etc. Think about what I'm sharing with you. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You're not alone. God bless you. I love you. You are not alone. Go back to when you were in the narcissistic relationship. There were so many things that you did not even know that were going on when you were in it. But now the dust has settled and you're understanding there were a lot of moving parts going on around you. And the narcissist took their best shots, plural, at you to see if you would exist and fight your way through it and pick yourself up and dust yourself off by the bootstraps. And you did. And you're here in the community and you're paying it forward, or you're getting your cup full and you are headed towards the pinnacle of indifference. You see, the narcissist was competing with you. They were jealous and envious of you, and they wanted to do as much damage to you as they possibly could. And despite the fact they threw everything in the kitchen sink at you, you are still here. That's why you are what I call a beautiful, bright, shining light. You ascended, you elevate, you are higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. And the narcissist will always, always stay in that low vibrational quagmire state. So when you were in that relationship, they did everything they could to destroy you. But guess what happened? You were not destroyed. That's why you're here. I love you all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.